Welcome aboard. It's Captain G with Winter War Turn 1, Finland. So on the finished turn, they purchased 6 infantry and a fighter, and they paid off all of the damage on their factories. They couldn't let that accumulate, and otherwise they wouldn't be able to produce here and be limited here. Then in combat, they decided to pincer attack forces from the south and the center and the north and the west into where these two Russian army groups were, wipe them out. A note on anti-tank infantry, they attack and defend at a 1 unless there are tanks. But if there is only 1 Russian tank, even if you attack with 3 anti-tank infantry, only 1 targets that tank. So you don't get to roll 5 3s if you have 5 anti-tank troopers if there's only 1 tank, and then apply those other hits to the rest. You get 1 shot at the tank is the way that works. It keeps them from being OP'd. The SkiTroops, the thing I like about the SkiTroops is their mobility. They attack and defend at a 2, defend at a 1. So they are your mobile strike force. They move 2. They can move into a battle, conduct combat, and then move back out. So that way they don't have to stay and defend. Now, I lost all my Finnish infantry in both battles, so these guys are exposed, and I'm probably going to lose this artillery piece to this massive Soviet swarm. But did wipe out both those units. And what does that do for Finland? That pretty much, if you look at the stack of infantry that Finland has lost, but compare that to the stack of tanks, nearly all of Russia's starting armor is gone now. They have 2 up here, and then they have in these southern zones in the face-off of this fortress and this defensive front. So attacking infantry by themselves, even with artillery support, are limited in what they can do. So this will give, I think, the Finns time to rebuild and then start getting their ally support. But we'll see how that plays out. So that was their counterstroke to the Russian northern strategy. Just some reshuffling of troops to keep flowing reinforcements into these zones and then keep up a defensive perimeter. And then the only other unique thing that happened, knowing that their fleet was going to be outgunned, they pulled back. But on their purchase, in addition to the 6 infantry and the fighter that I mentioned, they also purchased 2 sea mines. They're only allowed to have, each side can only have 1 sea mine per zone, so they couldn't drop both of them here. But basically, if the Soviet fleet moves in, then they activate this mine, and you have to roll for every ship that goes in to see if this kills it. Mines can only be placed by submarines. Submarines can move too. They move under the ice, so they can, in theory, come in, drop the mine, and then move back, which is a really cool mechanic. And this 1 mine that costs 2 IPP could get 3 hits, depending on how many ships roll. But it's only on a 1. But the deterrent effect on the Soviet Navy is big. Plus, with only 1 transport, the Soviets would have to invest heavy in transports to get a lot of troops to land. You have the coastal artillery as a deterrent, and then you also have the artillery. The Finns kept 1 artillery in each zone, so that way they could fire into first strike into the attackers. So 1 transport's not going to be enough. The Russians will have to either heavily invest or forget about it. They missed their opportunity the first time by, they couldn't have attacked anyway, but once I saw that this fleet would have wiped them out. The Finns decided not to play. So I think that's it. At the end of the turn, recapturing those 2 zones gave Finland +2. So they are now at 30 IPP that they've banked for next turn. They don't expect them to invest anything more in their Navy. Just keep it there as a deterrent. Perhaps buy more mines. But for the most part, they're going to be buying more infantry to protect these specialists. So I don't want to lose anti-tank troops. I know I'm going to, but I don't want to lose anti-tank troops. I don't want to lose ski troops. I need to keep them protected. And these guys on their own